Hey, welcome today. We're going to do a class, a Pilates class. Yes, it's going to be movement, but based in Pilates. We're going to do the TheraBand. It offers us some resistance as we move, and sometimes it will offer us some assistance as well. So we're going to hold the TheraBand, and first we're going to take a stretch. This is where it offers resistance. Then you're going to lift your arms over your head and take your hands back, trying to change the shoulders, opening the chest, but not moving the torso too much. So I don't want you to lock down and really tense and pull in and down. You can pull in and up. I'm trying to find your tallest body here and move the arms back and forth. And I know you might be sitting in front of the computer a lot or not doing movements where you open the chest. So just remember your shoulders made up of those three bones, your upper arm bone, your shoulder blade, and your collarbone. And all three bones have to synchronize to move the arm. And often we have tight shoulders, or we feel like we can't move because we hold one part of the arm, of the shoulder still, and we're trying to push against it, instead of letting them all just move together. Sometimes that's more of a letting go. And then once you allow yourself to move the collarbone and the shoulder blade, you'll feel some new muscles start to wake up and forward. And hopefully, but then you'll feel looser in your shoulders and more active in your shoulder blade muscles and the upper arm. Good. Let's try one more. Just take a nice breath in and breath out and breath in and breath out. Okay, fold that band in half. You come into a side bend, and you're going to hold the band shoulder width, and you want to take your knuckles over the band, and the little finger a little down, and you're going to reach up and allow your chest to rise, your armpits to rise up a bit, and we're going to side bend. And I'm shifting onto my right hip, and then coming back. As I shift onto my left hip, I'm reaching the opposite one down. So I'm going to lean, I'm mirror imaging, so you're going to be on your right hip and then up. I'm trying not to fall down to the floor. I'm going to reach out and over towards the ceiling and then a little bit over. You can see my legs are shifting a little bit. I'm going to try to feel like we almost get pulled off balance and reach, but then the sitting bone reaches down to pull us back. Stretch over, and then bring it back. One more time, over to the side, and then bring it back. Keep that nice lift, try and feel your waist lengthens, and then breathe out, twist. Inhale, center up. Exhale, twist. You want to really imagine your center spiraling as you twist. Inhale, center. Nice deep exhales as you rotate. And for now, just don't worry about how you breathe in, how you exhale. Just let the breath take you into the movement. Inhale and exhale. We're going to return to the center. I want you to keep your knuckles wrapping forward and bend your arms. Pull that band behind your head and stretch it up and pull. Again, remembering that to open the chest, you want to pull the shoulder blades back, let the collarbone move in response to the movement. So we're not trying to stabilize, move dynamically. It just means it's going to respond to the arm bending, as your upper back will just respond to that arm bending without collapsing or falling down. Keeping the rib cage steady, just trying to let the shoulder blade the arm move together. And last time. And then take the band forward. You're going to let go of that double and make it single and turn sideways on your mat. You're going to put your feet into the band and stretch forward with the legs. Sit up tall. Take an inhale into your back muscles. And then deepen your abdominals into, and then tilt your tailbone under, rounding through the lower back. And I'm going to press my lower back towards the mat, trying to keep my legs also pressing down, and uncurl the back. And just make sure you're in a nice long torso position here. Breathe in And then exhale, lift your head, stretch your arms, and roll up. And your head is going to go over your knees. And then stack your spine, sitting up tall. Breathing in. And then exhale, rolling back. Pressing the heels together. And uncurl your torso. Inhale. And exhale, rolling up. You might feel your legs really lift into the air. If that's going to happen, just try to bend your knees, press your heels down, and see if you can add some weight to your legs. So meaning you're going to try and dig your heels in the floor, trying to activate into the backs of your legs there, the hamstrings, to help keep your legs steady as you roll back. And rolling up. And one more time. Now we're going to come into the upper ab curl. Exhale, roll back, and find your upper ab curl. I'm going to feel the bra strap into the mat, just that space, that line around just under the shoulder blades, and then exhale up. And come down slightly, and exhale up. 2, and back. We're going to go for 10. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, start to heat up from the inside, 8, 9, and one more 10, and reach forward. Stretch over the legs and sit up tall. And hold with your one hand, the hand that's furthest away from me, and take the other hand closer to me behind your head. And you're going to twist. And I want you to try to feel like you roll the shoulder back and pull the elbow a bit up, so you're not letting yourself look down when you twist. You're trying to look up and over your elbow. And now keep the twist and roll back, letting the band hold you a bit. Now this one I find quite difficult. You'll see my legs will want to start kicking up. That's okay. We're going to do our best. And rolling down. So I bend my knees a bit, because it helps me find more movement, make the movement a little smoother. You can see it's not going to be perfect. But who wants to be perfect? That's pretty boring. And up. I'm trying to keep the elbow back. I want to bring it forward, but I don't want to bring it forward. I'm going to try to keep that open. Now we're rolling back, and just come up about halfway, or maybe 3/4. You're not going to be as low as you were before. And try and pull that back elbow away and the front hand forward, and take your little pulses. Pulse and pulse and pulse. Now notice your neck and chin. Don't sink your chin down. Don't get depressed. Keep the head up. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring yourself all the way up. Let's switch sides, meaning let's stay facing each other. It's kind of nicer. And take your hand behind your head. Take your twist and forward. And twist 2 and forward. And 3 and stay 4 and roll it back. And sometimes rolling through the spine, it's not going to look amazing or be perfect, but it's going to be more of a learning experience, gathering information like, oh, this spot is really hard for me. I have to make a funny face to help me get up. And rolling back, tilting onto the rib cage. Try and keep this elbow back, this arm forward, challenging the obliques, and up, and last time back. And it's okay, we can do hard things. They may not always look pretty, but we can do it. Sit back, pull back in your abs, take those little pulses. Find a place that's quite challenging for you. And you might be able to be lower than me or higher, and make sure you can see I'm starting to drop the chin because it's getting hard. Keep the head up, shoulders wide. Keep that pulsing. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and reach over. Whew. I'm going to take a little, let's take the band off the feet, and we're going to roll down to the mat. So just take a moment to stretch up, find your nice pull, reach to the ceiling, and then dive over to the feet. You can grab the feet and pull, and then round your back, roll all the way down to the mat. And slide the knees in, and take the legs up to your tabletop. If you're more beginner, you're gonna be here. If you have more experience, reach out or go lower than this if you need more of a challenge. But you want to find that spot in the air where your lower back is flat and you might be shaking a bit. So let's go. We're going to go for the 100. I'm just going to tuck in one more time to get my back flatter and the legs out. Here we go. Inhale, 2, 4, 5, and exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 2, 2, 4, 5, and out, 2, 5, and 3, 2, 3, 4, 5, and out, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 4, 2, 4, 5, and out, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 5, and out, and 6, and out, and 7, and out, and 8, and out. 2 more sets, and up. Don't give up. Challenge yourself a tiny bit more. And fold it into that little ball. Ooh, nothing like that exercise to heat you up. Stretch your legs out. Reach your arms overhead. I'm blocked here, but you can put your hands all the way to the floor. I'm going to inhale up and exhale. Reach for your toes. Stretch forward. Inhale. Feel the hips pull you under. Shoulders pressing down. Roll back. Stretching the arms out. Breathing in. And exhale. Folding forward. Lifting your rib cage off the mat. Lengthening over your legs. Breathing in. And exhale, rolling back. And have that moment of your legs reaching down the mat, pressing into the mat as your rib cage sinks back. And stretch. Let's do 3 more. 3. And back. Remembering your head and neck are part of the spine. Or the head at least connects to the top of the spine, so you're included in that movement. Legs are reaching away from you, trying to help you anchor as you press the lower back down. And have that moment where the hips are nice and open. And last time. And I always feel if you're doing it right, you're sliding that way. So you can see my head's hitting my sofa now. And coming up. If I could do it perfectly, I would not slide back at all, but again, who cares about being perfect? Yeah, that's where it is. And then coming up. So I'm going to turn myself around so that I have more space for my arms. And we're going to come back to that position we were in, stretching over the legs, and pull up in the abdominals. And reach the right leg up. Try and think of it lifting to your hands and down. And lift the left leg up. So you're not going to move backwards. You're going to hover and lift, and then exhale. I'm trying to lift my back ribs up, activating my back muscles, but there's going to be a lot of pull in the front too. Now we're going to lift the right leg up and start tilting, 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 tilting backwards. I'm trying to keep those arms and legs, that arm and leg parallel with each other, and then roll away from the leg. Reach the arms up. And then exhale, reaching up to that foot. Inhale, hover the arms higher, and roll down. And you might be feeling some work in your thigh, in your quadricep, in your hip flexor. That's okay. No bad muscles in the body. Now this last one, you're rolling down. Let's lift the arms up, let the leg follow you. And then reach your hands by your hips. And you're going to pull your leg towards you, exhaling. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Keep it close to you and add your circles. 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and 5. Pause at the top, breathe in, and exhale, circle. 1, and 2, and 3, 4, and 5. And just pull the knee in. Take a moment to relax. You move down the mat a little and come into your twist. And look to your hand. Just take a moment to breathe. And then recenter. Send the leg to the ceiling, arms overhead, and then lower your leg. You're going to roll up, up, up to the leg, and lower it down. And here we go. Left leg, tilted, tilted. So you're kind of in this half teaser position, and then you're going to roll back from your leg. Stretch your leg up higher, and then bring your hands by your hips. Do little pulses. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Add the circles. And 1, and 2, 3, 4, 5. Reverse the direction. Inhale, exhale, up. 2, 3, 4, and last time 5. Fold your knee in and come into your twist. Press your left shoulder into the floor, letting it go. And then recenter. Extend the left leg up to the ceiling. Let's take the arms overhead. And then we're going to roll up, lowering the leg. Try to reach up. Try to come to a place where your arms are parallel with your leg. And then bring it down. Now pull up your waist, reach over, reach over, reach over. And then walk yourself a little bit more down the mat and slide your feet in. And actually, let's try this one. You're going to, before we go on to our rolling like a ball, you're going to come back to your straight leg, roll back a bit, and slide your legs in and slide them out. Now you might have a sticky mat, so you might have to lift your legs up a bit and back. And just notice if your back is doing this type of thing. If it's doing that, maybe maybe just do one leg at a time. But we're going to try to keep the C curve and see if we can drag both legs in, tucking the bum under a bit more, and then stretching out. So we're trying to pull them in, rounding the lower back, using the low abdominals, and back. And of course there are lots of other things involved too, but that's our focus, low abdominals. Now hold yourself there, bring your hands to your ankles and pull the heels in, pull your elbows wide, and then integrate your upper back and head and neck. You're going to lift your head over the knees and try and feel like the back of your neck is really lifted up to the ceiling. Now tuck your hips under, inhale, exhale, balance. Find a nice roll. Inhale back. Now if you're really clunking and bumping on the mat, hold your knees like this. And it might give you a bit more space. If you want more challenge to your rounded spine, tuck into that tighter ball and see if you can feel like if you had a tail, your tail would go further under, your head would stay over the knees as you roll. And take 2 more. 2. And last one. And then just set your feet down, slide the feet away, reach forward, and roll back. And as you roll back, you're going to print your back and bring your knees up into your chest or to your table. Now slide the left leg out, right knee up, and switch, and switch. And you can have your lower back press gently against the floor, or maybe you like to create that neutral spine a bit. You want to hollow the lumbar. You can choose what you like more, what works better for you, but you could also choose what challenges you more. And pull, and pull, and one more right and left. Now pull both legs in, and we're going to this time go into this tiny, tiny little ball shape. You're curled up, curled up, curled up, knees on your cheekbones, and then stretch out. And then open the arms, pull around to the ankles, and inhale, stretch. And you want to feel that you're curved in your torso, but you're also pulled. If you were a hammock, your lower back would be sinking into the hammock, and your feet are going to be suspended up to one tree, and your hands to the other tree, and back. So you're in the hammock, and you are the hammock at the same time. And back. Try 2 more. 2. Exhale. And don't forget you're breathing. Your hammock, you're in the hammock, and you're breathing. And relax. Let your head come down. Now we're going to curl back up into that tiny little ball shape. We want the legs pressing down on the front of the body. And you're going to try to uncurl your leg as close to you as possible. And slide your bottom leg down as far as possible. So we're in this nice deep upside down split. And you might be up here. It's your split. It's all good. And pull, pull, pull. And now switch, pull, pull. And switch. And you're gonna reach your hands up high to that ankle as you switch. And switch. 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 And reach. Reach. And 3, 2, and 1. And fold both knees in. Bring your head back to the mat and press your hands down and lift your legs up to the top. And when you breathe in, you're going to try to keep this whole shape connected to the floor, your whole torso, shoulder blades, and lower back is flat as you come down. And exhale. To be honest, if it's a little bit hollow, it's okay. It's a reaction to the legs moving. You just don't want your whole back to bow towards the ceiling, lifting the rib cage and the chest. But if you feel there's a little bit of tipping forward of the hip bones, and by that I mean a couple millimeters, and how much is too much, how little is okay. You just don't want to feel that your back overstrains here to lower the legs, but that you're really pulled in from the front and the back as you move the legs. 2 more. And maybe you can do this big range, or maybe you're doing a smaller range. I'm going to respect what you can do. Now you're going to pull the knees in, head up, hands behind the head, and we take the crisscross reach. And exhale, reach. 2. Inhale, exhale, reach. 3. And 3. And 4. And 4. 5. Let's just do 5 of that crisscross. Pull yourself up to sitting and open the legs. And we're going to take the spine stretch forward. This is a subtle one, so you have to try to really look into yourself, into your internal muscles. You don't want to just kind of flop through it. So you're going to pull in and try and feel you lift your waist up. Your navel's trying to lift up under your ribs. Your shoulders are going to press down. And you're going to press a little, as if there's a little table or platform your arms are on top of. And you're going to press that platform down. So let's point the fingertips towards the floor. And I'm trying to move my upper back almost in one piece, curving forward, curving forward, curving forward. And then bring myself back up to sitting. I'm visualizing I'm stacking my spine up. You want to feel a bit like you're leaning against the wall, an imaginary wall. And then as I go over the top, I'm actually going to lift along the wall and then reach away from the wall with the crown of the head, the upper back, folding from the waist. So really trying to keep your hips really stacked straight up as you stretch forward. And then pull back into the wall as you sit up. Now let's change it up a bit. Turn the palms to face each other and curve forward. Now flex your feet stronger, stronger, stronger. Now we're going to ripple through the back. You're going to extend. I'm going to stick out my tailbone and lean forward, bringing the arms up by the ears. And then I'm going to reverse that. The tailbone, my lower back is going to round. I'm going to try and segment through my spine to come back into a deeper curl over the floor. And repeat that. It might feel a bit like a spinal wave, but we're going to kind of block the movement a bit so we come more to a flat back and not a, if you're really flexible, hollow back. I'm trying to lift up through the middle, and then I'm going to round down. Let's just do one more. And lifting up. Now the arms are up. Let's keep going. Now push through your legs. Try and energize this whole shape and bring yourself up, up, up to sitting tall. Now point the feet. I'm going to close the legs up, slide down the mat a bit, and bend your knees in again. So you're going to round back. Now open your knees so they're just outside your elbows, and tuck your tail under. Try and keep a slightly rounded back and lift your knees up towards your elbows. Now keep lifting your feet, lifting your feet. We're going to change the arms outside the legs. Now if you're more beginner, you're going to stay in this shape, like the rolling like a ball. If you have more experience or just more hamstring flexibility, you're going to take that leg nice and long. Now round and go back on your shoulder blades and bounce up on your hips. Inhale, shoulder blades, Exhale, hips, lift your head up, lift your feet up. Inhale, back 2, and up, 3, up, and one more, 4, and up. Now close the legs, drawing in your low abdominals, and we're going to roll back to the mat. Whoop, little bump there. The body's full of surprises. And lie on the back. I'm just going to tuck the tail under. We're going to come into a corkscrew. So you're going to tilt your legs to the right. I'm moving my hips, and then drop the legs to the center, draw them over to the left, and recenter. The legs are slightly turned up, heels are touching. I'm tilting to the left, lowering to the middle, coming over to the right, and centering up. Nice deep breath in. And exhale, side, circle, left, and coming up. Another side, tilt, and press, and reach, and come up. And again, tilt, and press, and rotate. Up, last time, tilt. Now as I come through the middle, really flatten the back, side, and up. Fold the knees in, rock yourself up to sitting, open the legs. Come into the saw, so you're going to twist, turn your hands. You can see, drop your head, and you're going to reach the top of your head like you're being pulled over your leg. And then pull up, and let's take an extra bonus twist. Look to your back hand. Turn away, turn your hands, and reach to your little toe. Stretching one arm forward, one arm back. And then come up, look to your back hand, and center. Inhale, twist. Flip the hands, reach over. Coming up, and twist. Reach over the leg. And coming back. Let's do one more each side. Twisting feels so good. Oh. And just twist all your worries away. And forward. Sam Cooke had it right. Twist the night away. Fix your hair after you've pulled it long to show your clients, your lovely students, what it means to get taller, and then come onto your front. So we're going to take the hands down on the mat. Start with the legs together and press the tops of the feet in the floor. And then as you do that, hopefully you can feel a response also from your abdominals pulling up away from the mat. So I'm not really doing a big rounding of my spine. I'm just trying to press my hips more forward and not tucking under. Because if I try and tuck under and lift my chest, I'm going to probably get stuck. So I want to keep my hips, keep the front of my hips long, a little bit of activity there, but I'm not going to actively look to round my lower back. I'm going to lift my head up. Let's lift the hands with us and looking forward and try and keep the inner thighs narrow. It's hard to do that if the front of the hips are a bit tight. So I hear you, I struggle with that all the time. And coming up on your exhale and coming down. And do 2 more. Exhale, coming up. So you want to feel how your back has to work to lift your head, to lift your chest, lift your arms. Now you're going to open the legs, slide them a bit apart. As you do that, also activate your inner thighs so you don't allow the legs to split wide open. And you're going to press your hands on the floor. Take a nice inhale into your back. And then exhale, draw the abdominals in and up as you continue to lift your head. The arms are going to support you, but they shouldn't be doing all the work as you rise up into your swan. And then slowly return to the mat. And if you can, your hands, they're on the mat, but they're not going to, they're helping you put on the brakes, but they're not doing all the work. So I start by reaching my head up. First it's all back, and this is pretty, it's there, but it's not working too hard. And now I have to activate into my arms more to let my head doesn't start dropping. I keep leading and then down. And you can see my feet really want to do something crazy. That's just because my hip flexors are a bit tight, so you may be there too. So I'm going to try and counteract that with my inner thighs. But to make it happen, I really have to think about it. Okay. maybe that went better. Let's try one more swan. Lifting the head, opening the chest. Now about here, I'm going to activate my inner thighs and feel they're just magnetized towards each other a bit more so my legs don't slide open. And I am going to feel more resistance in my lower back and my glutes, all those areas. And push with the hands. That's okay. They're going to adapt and get stronger through those movements. And stretch out. And come up into your cat back, and hands under your shoulders, knees under your hips, and really scoop up. And then we're going to press the chest a bit forward towards the floor, and then lift the sternum up, also lifting the tail up, lifting the chest up. And then exhale, round the back. You're going to feel how the waist pulls up, the ribs pull in, the chest softens, the head goes down. And then send the tailbone away, lifting the chest high, pulling shoulder blades back. And see if your sternum, your breastbone, can pick up a little higher. Keep lifting your head up, and then round it under. And then come more to your flat back. Flex your feet. And we're going to take the press of the shoulder blades around the rib cage, that nice protraction. Zip the lower belly up. And lift the knees. And that's fine. That's fine. Just hold for 5 seconds. I've learned my 5 seconds are actually 10 seconds, so it's true. And then put the knees down. Let's take a deep breath in. Hopefully you weren't holding your breath. Inhale. Exhale, pick it up. Exhale it out for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Knees down. Now last time, we're going to pick it up. Yeah, let's pick it up. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, walk your knees under you more. Tuck your tail under you. Lift your right knee, and you're going to kick and pull. And as I do that, I'm trying to keep my left knee close to the floor. Taking single leg knee stretches. And press. And press. And press. And 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Ooh, take a little rest. Power hour. And come back up. So I'm rounding under. It's like I'm trying to come into a squat. Lifting the left knee. And pull. And pull. My right knee isn't as happy about this, so I'm up a little higher probably with my hips. It's still working. And 5, 4. I'm doing what I can with what I have. 2, and 1. 2 feet down, 2 knees down, and slide back. Rolling up. And then come onto the back. Just take a moment to inhale, lift up, and roll onto the back. You're going to cross your ankles, press your hands into the mat a little wider, and try and feel that you're opening the chest a little. Because we're going to keep that open chest, strong arms. Curl the tailbone under, and try and lift the hips. And then slowly bring it down. And again, exhale up. Inhale as you come down. So just check in with your own body that you're not pushing your ribs down to lift your hips. You almost want to feel your ribs are away from your pelvis. You're going to pull your pelvis towards your chest, not your upper body towards your legs. And that's a hard one to do because our first impulse is to do this. And so we have to slow down to change that patterning. Switch the legs, try 5 with the other leg on top. Legs closer to you, scoop and lift. And down. And it's fine if the toes go over the eyes, maybe past the head, because we're going to take this more into a rollover eventually. Maybe not today, but one day. And 3, 2, let's take one more, the last one. And now bend your knees, bring your feet to the mat. We're going to come to our bridge. Exhale. Make sure your feet aren't too wide apart. That's another one. If you have tight hip flexors like me, it's like, wah! And we want to keep that challenge and roll down. And keep working on stretching through the front of the leg, the front of the hip, strengthening the glutes, pressing up. Now if you're used to, I want you to just be careful you're not pushing your back off the floor. The back will lift off the floor, but it's only lifting because your hips are lifting, and it's just following your hips. And at the very end of that lift, you don't want to keep increasing it by rolling up your spine, pushing it to the ceiling. It's really just going to stay, this area is going to just stay a bit down. So you just want to allow the ribs to relax down. The pelvis is working. These fabulous leg muscles are working. And then your fabulous leg muscles. Last time, keep your hips up. And we're going to pick up the right leg. So you're going to stand a bit stronger into your left foot. I have to push a bit harder with my left foot so my right leg can be free and reach to the ceiling. And flex lower and point kick. And flex lower 2, kick. 3, kick. You're in your shoulder bridge. 4, woohoo. 5, up. Fold the knee in. Put the toe on the mat. Lift your hips up. And lift your left leg up. And flex lower. Point kick. And flex lower. And kick. And lower. Kick. 2 more. 2. And last one. Up. Let's fold the leg in. Take your arms over your head. If you don't have space, hold the elbows. But reach, reach, reach. Don't worry about the shoulders going up. Let them lift. And now try and sink your chest away from your chin. Sink your rib cage in the mat. Soften everything. And roll down. It always feels so nice. And let's turn on the side. Move your hips back on your mat. And let's come into some side kicks. So we're going to flex the feet, have the feet forward. And actually, I'm changing my mind. Let's do clams 3 ways. So we're going to sit side. You're going to try not to drop into the mat with this rib cage. I'm going to push with my elbow and tense up a little bit here. So I'm still bent, but I'm not resting. I'm going to press against the floor. And just open the knees and close. And I know these are oldies. We think of Jane Fonda, like, oh, that's so outdated. But guess what? We still have 2 arms, 2 legs, and a torso. And Jane Fonda kind of knew what she was doing. She learned from some really smart people. Lucky for us. Anyway, so we're doing 5. Let's do an extra 6. And just to explain further, you're not moving your hips. You're just moving your leg. Now we're going to move the leg to this position and do a double leg. So we're going to get the knees together and apart. 2, 3, 4, 5. Bring all the legs down and bring them back up. 1. So you want to try to feel that rolling, turning, the rolling of the leg, not of your structure from the hips up, but the thigh rolling in the hip socket. And 2. Now keep the legs open, stretch both legs straight, and reach. I'm turning this leg around even more. I'm going to flex this foot and then bring it down. Now it's point and kick and flex down. And again, I'm going to try and lift a little bit off the floor, a little bit, just a little bit, so I'm not sinking down because that leg wants to push me that way. And I'm going to resist that with my upper body. Should have done 5. And we're going to just take this leg up about that high and do little circles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Reverse your circle. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Medium circles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Reverse the medium circle. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Big circles. Max range. And 1. And you can add a little momentum, a little pendulum swinging around. 2, 3, 4, 5. Reverse the direction, take it back side around. 1 and 2 3, 4, and last one, 5. Yes. Bend the knees, give the hip a little pat pat. I don't think it should have been that bad. Hopefully not, and switch sides. Here we go. Start with your clams. So you're going to be up on your elbow slightly, and you're going to open 1, 2, 3, and I'm not rocking the body. So if the muscles aren't super strong, you'll want to show that you can do more by moving your pelvis, but try to resist that. Just own your range there. And now lift your feet. Open 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Bring both feet down and bring that up. 1, 2, 3, 4. Last one, 5. Stretch both legs. Flex that top foot, flex that bottom leg, squeeze the inner thighs together. 5 kicks. 1, 2, 3, 4. One more, 5. Bring your top leg into a parallel position and circle small. 2, 3, 4, 5. Reverse. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Medium. 2, 3, 4, 5. Medium. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's go front to back. Big circles. 1. Big circles. 2. Now I might have more range or less range than you. You work where you can, trying to keep your pelvis pretty steady. There's going to be some reaction. But try and find your range. Reverse. Back. And this might look different for each person. 2, 3, 4. Last time, 5. And take your legs back. Roll on your stomach. I'm just going to do a little lift of the legs. And again, I'm trying to keep my hip bones pulled up. The legs, the thigh bones are just going to lift up into the glutes there. Turn out the feet, flex the feet, and tap. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 2. And we're looking for that work in this area, not in the lower back. So just keep checking in that you're lifting your legs with your legs, not lifting them with your lower back. You can do that later, but it's a more advanced kind of feeling that we can integrate the lower back more into the movement. And 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Point, lower. And you're just going to shake your hips from right to left. And then bend your knees and windshield wiper your legs from right to left. And then close your legs. You're going to keep them tight and twist here. And center. And twist. And I'm letting the hips move. I'm trying to let my back go a little bit towards a hollow back as I twist. And lifting over to the side. And back. And lifting over to the side. And center. And over to the right. So I'm trying to squeeze my knees together, keep my feet tight, and deepen the twist, resisting with my upper back. And last time, over to the side. And recenter. Take your feet down, bring your hands under your forehead, and we're going to twist here. Looking to the right, hands up on my forehead, and then looking left. And looking right, and center. And looking left. One more each side, right, and left. Let's do one more. Never trust a Pilates teacher. There's always 1 or 2 more repetitions to do. Now center, pull your elbows back, and then whoop, Need some space, reach your arms out, have them on the mat, and try to press down through your hands, pull your shoulders back, trying to traction your chest up and high, and lift your right arm, left leg, and change, and change. Now if this is enough for you, stay with this version, but if you can go more, hover off the floor and come into your full swimming. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and slow or fast is fine. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hands back under your shoulders. Give the floor a good push. Try not to lift your chest first. See if you can do this like a mini push-up and back. Walk your knees under you or push back to your knees and just stretch. Take a moment to breathe, letting your chest rest on your thighs. And breathing in and breathing out. And then let your head rest on the mat. Let your arms relax. On the next exhale, tuck your tail and roll yourself towards a seated position. And lifting your head up. And rest. Thanks. If your hair's a mess, you did it right. Have a great day.